The British royal family has a history of conflict. However, the tension is higher and developing in a surprising way this time. Prince William has consistently stated his dedication to preserving Princess Diana's legacy. But Camilla is crying over his most recent statement. His speech is creating friction within the royal family, even though many believe it is an attempt to defend his mother's contribution. What specifically did William say that caused Queen Camilla to start crying? Come along as we discuss Prince William's public remarks and the reasons the royal family is upset about them. Prince William's startling declaration. Prince William's public remarks apparently brought Queen Camilla to tears. The purpose of Prince William's remark is to safeguard Diana's enduring legacy among the public and the royal family. His alleged remarks may be an attempt to maintain Diana's standing and respect in history. The revelation has garnered a lot of attention, and many people are asking if this is an attempt to address Diana, King Charles, and Camilla's challenging past. How this turns out is only a matter of time. But for the time being, Queen Camilla appears to be greatly impacted by the whole story. What brought us to this point? How did it all start? Watch this space to discover out. It all started when Prince William wrote the Diana Award winners a poignant letter. Feel as though our mother continues to live on in the innumerable daring and compassionate deeds she encourages in others, where he openly commended the youths for their courage and tenacity. He expressed gratitude to them for continuing his mother's legacy and for encouraging others, from combating landmines to assisting in the dismantling of the stigma associated with AIDS. For William, honoring Diana wasn't the only thing on his mind. It was about ensuring that others, particularly the youth who are forming the future, carried on the good work she began. His remarks were sincere, and it was clear that he appreciated their work. There was more to Prince William's dedication to his mother's memory. He just made the decision to participate in a Princess Diana program on the BBC with his brother, Prince Harry. Since it meant revealing private memories and feelings to the world, this was a significant decision for them both. William clarified that they believed it was their duty to discuss their mother honestly. It was more than simply recounting her life narrative to him. It was about preserving her legacy and speaking the truth. He saw this as a means of making up for the past and ensuring that Diana was remembered as the devoted mother and kind individual she was, rather than merely as a public figure. Prince William did not mince words in his response to the unpleasant realities revealed by the publication of the Dyson Report. The circumstances surrounding Diana's 1995 Panorama interview, well, my husband, a proud man, were examined in the report. Do you mind? For 4 weeks, you hear it every day, exposing the fact that she had been tricked into participating. Following the publication of the report, William made an impassioned and straightforward statement. He denounced the dishonesty involved, claiming that his mother's untimely death was caused by the manner she had been treated. It was crucial to him, he said, that Diana's honor should be upheld, and that safeguarding her legacy required making sure that such an incident never occurred again. For William, this meant defending the moral high ground and making sure the truth was known, no matter how hard it was to accept. That's not all, though. In addition to these public remarks, Prince William also talked about his personal feelings about his mother in an interview with British GQ, discussing how her passing had impacted him and how he wished to inform his kids about her. He talked about how he wanted his children to know their grandma as someone who had truly changed the world, not merely as a well-known person. It was obvious that he was determined to preserve her memory within his own family. He wanted his kids to grow up understanding the value of his mother's heritage and to feel the same love and respect he did for her. In addition, Prince William has carried on his mother's humanitarian endeavors. Similar to his mother, William has dedicated his life to helping homeless youth through his work with Centerpoint. He has met with people in need, visited shelters, and utilized his position to spread awareness of the problems. By doing this, he is actively continuing Diana's work rather than only paying tribute to her memory. His enthusiasm for changing the world and assisting people is a reflection of his mother's principles, and he obviously views this as a part of his obligation to her. Prince William has demonstrated that upholding his mother's legacy is a lifetime commitment via both his words and deeds. William has made it his goal to make sure Diana's love and compassion for the world will never be forgotten. One member of the royal family, Queen Camilla, was reportedly unhappy with Prince William's frequent public adulation of Diana. Many have been astonished by the response. However, what was her true attitude towards it? To learn more, keep checking back. The reactions of Queen Camilla that shocked everyone. Following Prince William's public remarks, Queen Camilla found this pressure to be too great. Camilla was greatly offended by William's remarks, which are said to be his attempt to preserve Diana's memory. It reminded her of the challenging period when she was held responsible for Diana and Charles's marital disintegration. Her emotional response demonstrates how powerful Diana's impact is in both the family's private and public lives. In order to process everything in solitude, Camilla withdrew to her private chambers as a result of her grief. Her choice to withdraw served as a metaphor for the extent of her impact. She has always found it difficult to be compared to Diana, and this most recent incident rekindled her sentiments of rejection and loneliness. It demonstrates how a person's legacy can still present difficulties for their descendants. However, things become even more intriguing at this point. According to reports, King Charles is finding it difficult to manage the situation. He wants to stand by Camilla, who has supported him through a lot of hardships. However, he recognizes William's deep devotion to Diana and his wish to pay tribute to her. Charles is torn between being a father and a husband, attempting to strike a balance between his sympathy for Camilla and his awareness of his son's emotions. The mood at the palace has gotten really tense. Employees have referred to it as emotional quicksand, where everyone feels trapped in a challenging and uneasy circumstance. The royal family is struggling to move on after William's decision reopened old scars. Tension now permeates even the tiniest duties, transforming the castle into a setting where feelings are running high and advancement seems unattainable. The royal family is simultaneously attempting to strike a balance between Diana's legacy and its future. This is challenging because they have to both move forward as an institution and pay tribute to her legacy. The role and identity of the monarchy in the modern world are being seriously questioned. It feels like a turning point right now. In this situation, the family must learn to honor the past while planning for the future. Senior royal advisors have been having tough conversations behind the scenes on how to deal with these problems. They are attempting to strike a balance between the demands of the monarchy and individual feelings. Since every choice could have an impact on the institution as well as the family, these discussions illustrate the current state of affairs. Prince Harry has supported William throughout this period, even from a distance. Harry's support for William demonstrates that their brotherly bond endures despite his tense relationship with the rest of the family. They have bonded, however momentarily, because they both have a strong desire to preserve their mother's memories. Harry's words of support have given this heartwarming tale a deeper dimension. Family get-togethers, which once served as opportunities for bonding, have evolved into highly charged events. These get-togethers demonstrate how difficult it is for the family to stay together. However, many people think that since Diana is no longer with us, whatever disagreements the royal family may have now cannot be resolved. William and Harry, Diana's children, might perhaps still be affected by the hurt Camilla gave their mother during her marriage to King Charles. However, the conflict between Princess Diana and Camilla predates today. There were additional incidents that contributed to the tension between Diana and Camilla, even though many people concentrate on the supposed romance between King Charles and Camilla. Unfortunately, not everyone is aware of how it all happened. What specific incidents resulted in the main disputes between Diana and Camilla? Then, let's stand back and consider the true source of their conflict. Significant disputes between Camilla and Princess Diana. The romance between Princess Diana, Prince Charles, and Camilla Parker Bowles was tumultuous from the beginning. Diana initially believed she was entering a fantasy world, but she quickly discovered that Charles had already fallen in love with another lady. Diana and Camilla's dispute went beyond a straightforward argument. There were betrayals, conflicts, and public humiliation throughout the protracted and agonizing conflict. Thus, long before Diana joined the royal family, it all started. Prior to his marriage, Charles and Camilla had been acquainted for years. They grew friends after meeting in the early 1970s and sharing hobbies and humor. However, Camilla did not meet the royal family's expectations, and Charles was supposed to wed a pure and noble woman. Camilla married Andrew Parker Bowles, a military officer, in 1973, while Charles carried on with his royal responsibilities. But they still had a close relationship. Diana didn't realize how close Charles and Camilla were until she met him in 1977 at the age of 16. Diana was mistaken to think Camilla was merely a friend, even as their bond deepened. Diana began to notice things that unnerved her after Charles proposed to her. She discovered a bracelet Charles had ordered for Camilla, which was one of the most agonizing moments. It bore the initials F and G, representing their code names, Fred and Gladys. Diana was devastated by the finding. She felt that marriage would change matters. So she went ahead with the wedding even though she knew Charles's heart was still with Camilla. But the situation simply worsened. Diana's darkest worries were realized 5 years into their marriage. Charles and Camilla, in 1986, rekindled their love affair. Diana initially observed minor alterations. Charles would act aloof, take covert phone conversations, and go missing for extended periods of time. Then it was difficult to deny the truth. Diana was devastated to learn that Charles had returned to Camilla. She felt degraded and stuck in a marriage that no longer desired her. She battled loneliness, bulimia, and despair as a result of the intense emotional agony. Diana then made the decision in 1989 that she could no longer remain silent. At Camilla's sister Annabelle Elliott's birthday celebration, she confronted Camilla directly. It was an unvarnished moment. Diana had been observing Camilla's continued involvement in her husband's life from the sidelines for years. But she did speak up that night. Diana quietly approached Camilla and informed her that she was fully aware of the situation between her and Charles. Taken by surprise, Camilla attempted to pretend she was innocent. Diana looked her in the eye and told her that she wanted her husband, even though she assured her she had all she could ever want. The comment struck so hard that Camilla could not speak. However, Charles continued to act in the same manner even after this encounter. Diana realized she had lost the battle even though she had defended herself. The truth was soon revealed to the entire world. Journalist Andrew Morton published Diana, her true story, in 1992. It was predicated on covert recordings Diana had forwarded to him, which contained startling information about her difficulties. The book revealed Diana's intense anguish as well as Charles's chilly demeanor and adultery. The public was taken aback. People now realized the sad truth of Diana and Charles's marriage, which they had previously thought to be a fairy tale. Whereas Camilla and Charles were seen as the bad guys. Although Charles and Diana formally divorced later that year, the scandals continued. More startling proof of Charles's affair was revealed in 1993. Charles and Camilla's private phone conversations were exposed to the media. The tapes, which are referred to as the Camilla tapes, showed the two lovers' private chats. The conversations demonstrated to the world that their affair was genuine, full of touching remarks and awkward situations. People were furious. This was yet another humiliation for Diana. The world now knew that her husband had fallen in love with someone else. Diana and Charles's relationship dissolved as the media frenzy intensified. Their tumultuous marriage came to an official end in 1996 when they finalized their divorce. After gaining her freedom, Diana began to establish a life away from the royal family. In the meantime, Charles and Camilla maintained their covert connection. Although the narrative took a tragic turn, many people continued to hold them responsible for Diana's misery. Diana passed away in a terrible vehicle accident in Paris in 1997, barely a year after her divorce. As the world grieved her passing, the resentment towards Charles and Camilla intensified. Many people think Diana's sad death simply made the grief she had endured from their affair even worse. The royal family's reputation took years to improve, and Camilla found it challenging to gain popular acceptance. The past is not forgotten even now. Diana's memory endures today as Charles and Camilla stand side by side as king and queen. Her legacy endures, and Prince has always wished to safeguard that. However, what really is Diana's revolutionary legacy? To learn more about her contributions to the globe, keep watching. The legacy and contributions of Princess Diana. Diana's Angola landmine walk became one of the most famous events in contemporary royal history, and her humanitarian efforts were genuinely revolutionary. She visited Angola in January 1997 to assist with the Halo Trust, a non-profit organization dedicated to landmine removal. She demonstrated the destructive power of landmines to the world by walking through a minefield that had been cleared while wearing protective gear. This was more than simply a chance for a picture. Children who had lost limbs were among the victims Diana spoke with. She sat with them and heard their experiences. Her actions brought the issue to the attention of the world and had an impact on the signing of the Ottawa Protocol, which sought to outlaw landmines. Diana demonstrated how royals may utilize their position to effect genuine change in this way. However, it was more than just what she did. What made her stand out was the way she interacted with others. Diana's compassion and kindness helped to bridge the gap between the public and the monarchy. She spoke with patients while kneeling in hospitals, holding their hands and giving them a sense of importance. She went to a hospital in London that treated HIV/AIDS patients in 1987. Diana shook hands with an AIDS patient without gloves during a period when the disease was causing dread. This small act changed people's perceptions of the condition and contested its stigma. She changed the perception of the monarchy by making it seem more relatable to common people. That's not all, though. Diana also took a different approach to parenthood than any other member of the royal family. By deciding to be more active in her children's life, she changed the expectations of royal parenting. She defied convention by taking William along on a royal trip of Australia and New Zealand when he was still a newborn. She wanted William and Harry, her sons, to see the world outside the palace. She would allow them to access public transit, fast food restaurants, and amusement parks. Diana thought it was important to teach children compassion by demonstrating how regular people lived. She raised a new bar for royal moms with her loving, present, and affectionate parenting. Diana's efforts to support marginalized populations and mental health had a profound effect that extended beyond her family. She talked candidly about her difficulties, such as her fight against bulimia and her loneliness. By sharing her story, she contributed to the eradication of the stigma associated with mental health. Diana also visited hospices, leprosy clinics, and homeless shelters to help organizations that are frequently overlooked by others. She took the time to speak with people, learn about their lives, and assist in drawing attention to the difficulties they faced. Future royals were motivated to address mental health and other social challenges by her work. William's parenting style today is a reflection of what Diana taught him. He gets quite involved with his kids, frequently visiting their events or dropping them off at school. William has discussed the significance of providing his family with a safe and loving atmosphere. He shares his mother's belief in being emotionally supportive and present. Diana's influence is evident in this harmony between royal responsibilities and familial ties. Diana's sincerity also altered the public's perception of royals. She didn't hesitate to express her feelings, whether sobbing when in the hospital or being candid in her well-known 1995 interview. Many people could relate to her since she was open about her own troubles. Diana set a new norm for the royal family by being prepared to be vulnerable, which inspired succeeding generations to be more honest and open. The monarchy seemed more approachable because of her example. William's actions today are a strong testament to her legacy. He has a strong commitment to subjects like mental health advocacy that are consistent with his mother's principles. He was a co-founder of the Heads Together campaign, which aims to facilitate conversations about mental health. Additionally, William and Catherine strive to engage with communities and promote worthy causes. Diana's work is carried on via these actions. Diana's principles also encourage the monarchy to adapt while honoring its customs. Speaking about her personal life, she didn't hesitate to question established norms, or selling her gowns at auction to generate funds for charitable causes. William has continued this by tackling contemporary issues like climate change with initiatives like the Earthshot Prize, which he established with a cash pledge of £50 million. Launched in October 2020, the Earthshot Prize is a global environmental project that seeks to address the most urgent environmental problems facing the planet. Sir David Attenborough and Prince William spearheaded this. More than 2,000 submissions have been submitted for the Earthshot Prize, which has given awards to creative initiatives worldwide. Many people believe that Prince William is imitating Diana. People view William's commitment and compassion as carrying on Diana's efforts. The public feels more connected to the monarchy as a result of this link between Diana's legacy and William's activities. The public's love for Prince William today is similar to that of Princess Diana throughout her lifetime. Let's examine why he is still admired by the general population. Public support for Prince William. The public has consistently backed Prince William's public remarks and deeds. His commitment to carrying on his late mother Diana's legacy has increased his admiration. He gains the confidence of the people. He is seen by many as a king who genuinely cares about the populace and pays attention to their issues. William comes across as approachable, in contrast to the aloof persona frequently connected to the royalty. People think he is the best candidate to guide the royal family into the future because of his strategy. Furthermore, a large portion of the public, especially on social media, applauded William's conduct. Videos of him interacting with others rapidly went viral, demonstrating his modest demeanor. He was commended by many for expressing genuine feelings and deviating from the formal, conventional approach. In the same vein, his action was viewed as a step towards the monarchy's relevance. He frequently opted to mix in with the crowd rather than maintain his distance. He spoke about his own hardships, appeared at charitable functions, and even took up and supported causes that were important to regular people. William was outspoken about his opinions and beliefs, in contrast to previous royals who kept them to themselves. Because of this, he was perceived as trustworthy. However, a lot of people applauded his bravery for sticking to Diana's principles instead of mindlessly adhering to royal custom. He made sure Diana's legacy endured by frequently discussing how she influenced him. For this, he was revered by others who thought he was acting morally rather than merely adhering to archaic traditions. Furthermore, he takes a more relaxed and approachable stance when doing royal tasks. Like his mother, William had no qualms about expressing his personal admiration for others. Furthermore, his efforts to modernize the monarchy were valued by the younger generation. In contrast to previous royals who tended to steer clear of contentious subjects, William was prepared to have uncomfortable talks, which helped many young people feel more connected to the royal family. Prince William was actively trying to keep the monarchy relevant, according to royal analysts. They noted that he was adopting a new style of leadership and adjusting to the times. But even with his progressive stance, he and Camilla's disagreement could not be coming to an end. Not anytime soon. Anyhow, regarding Prince William's public remarks, what are your thoughts? Leave a comment below with your opinions. Remember to subscribe to and like our channel. Click on the next video that appears on your screen as well. You should not miss it.